Hey everyone, and welcome back to Fine Print. Today, we are continuing the Insider Files, where we explore the journeys of those individuals in history whose identities are often unknown. Each episode, we will cover the life and missions of a spy who transformed the geopolitical landscapes of the regions in which they operated, and how their contributions altered global power dynamics in the years after their operations. On today's episode, we will be covering the life, journey, and legacy of Nancy Wake, a New Zealand-born Australian nurse who joined the Special Operations Executive and the French Resistance to limit the rise of Nazism in Europe, help the Allies during World War II, and fight for French liberation. Join us as we explore her journey through Europe and why she was known as the White Mouse, only on Fine Print. Nancy Wake was born on August 20th, 1921 to Charles Augustus Wake and Ella Wake in Wellington, New Zealand. She was the youngest out of her 6 siblings and soon relocated along with her family to Sydney, Australia. Her childhood and much of her early teenage years were shaped by her rebellious nature. She ran away from home twice, believed to be fueled by a childhood of abandonment from her father, who had abandoned the family in Sydney and gone back to Wellington. When she was 16 years old, Wake ran away yet again and began to work as a nurse. She soon left Sydney for New York City and then London, where she finally began to work as a journalist. Throughout the 1930s, Wake worked in Paris, where she followed the rise of Hitler, the Nazi Party, and fascism throughout Europe, further fueling her inner desire to eliminate fascism and its evils. In 1937, Nancy Wake met her husband, a French industrialist Henri Edmond Fiocca, and the two got married on November 20th, 1939. Just 2 months after their marriage, though, France fell to Nazi Germany in 1940, marking a significant Axis victory in the World War. During this time, Wake was initially an ambulance driver, but after the fall of France, Wake joined the Escape Network and began to work within the French Resistance. Initially, as a courier, Wake delivered messages, transporting documents, and helped Allied soldiers escape through secret networks. These escape networks were extremely dangerous and unreliable, and if one was caught, the punishment was immediate execution. Throughout her operations, Wake's ability to evade threats and capture earned her the nickname White Mouse from the Gestapo, who were unable to capture her and thus placed a large bounty on her. Nancy Wake is also said to have traveled over 300 miles through Nazi-controlled territory by cycle to re-establish broken communication lines, further justifying her nickname. However, in 1943, when Wake's network was compromised, she was forced to flee France. Her husband, though, refused to leave with her and was soon captured, tortured, and executed by the Nazis. Unfortunately, Wake only learned of her husband's demise after the war was over. Escaping to Great Britain, Wake joined the Special Operations Executive, where she was given detailed training in sabotage, weaponry, and guerrilla warfare, transforming her profile from that of a courier to a full-fledged combative. Wake was described by her seniors as someone who was able to master everything. Training reports even showed that she was a good and fast shot and had an extremely lively character and a cheerful spirit. In 1944, Nancy Wake was posted back in France, where this time she was responsible for leading French resistance groups in coordinating attacks on German supply lines in the lead-up to the Normandy invasion. The goal was simple. By destroying German supply and communication lines throughout Nazi-occupied France, the Germans would be unable to counter the Allied invasion. Wake has also claimed that she killed an SS soldier with her bare hands, using a method called the judo chop, which she had learned during her training with the SOE. After the war, Nancy Wake was awarded the George Medal, the U.S. Medal of Freedom, the Resistance Medal, and the War Cross, and worked for the British Air Ministry. She also worked for the Intelligence Department at the British Air Ministry, and ran for elections back home in Sydney as the Liberal candidate, but soon moved back to England, where she married John Forward, a Royal Air Force officer, in December of 1957, and the couple then moved to Sydney. Despite another short stint in Australian politics, Wake published her autobiography, titled The White Mouse, in 1985. When Wake's husband died in 1997, she began to sell her medals just to keep herself afloat, saying that there was truly no point in keeping them. Following the death of her husband, Wake immigrated to London, where she stayed until her death on August 7, 2011, at the age of 98. Nancy Wake's ashes were scattered in the hills of France 2 years later. In total, Nancy Wake was awarded 12 medals from Australia, the UK, the United States, France, and New Zealand. She has also been portrayed in various TV shows, portraits, novels, and plays. Nancy Wake's story serves not just to remind us of the courage of a resistance fighter. It reveals how unwavering determination, fierce resilience, and fearless defiance in the face of overwhelming danger can alter the course of history. As one of the most decorated agents of World War II, Nancy Wake proved that even in the darkest of times, individual bravery can ignite powerful movements against oppression. Her contributions to the Allied victory and to the liberation of occupied France will always be remembered.